Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And I'm back with part 2 of What If Naruto Had a Bloodline Older Than the Ōtsutskis? Remember to get this one too. 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, yes, I indeed have 3 more channels which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. All of the links will be down in the description, so go ahead and obliterate that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. So without further ado or wasting any more time, how about we jump right into this brand new episode. Begin the intro, guys. So, to do a recap for the last part that we left off, Kaguya Ōtsutsuki had taken control of the world. She put it completely under her control. She ruled over it. She controlled it. She bind it as it was. It was hers and nothing could change that. However, someone arrived. A man. His name was Oda. His clan's name. She was confused. Why wasn't he under her illusion? No one could escape it. He told her his history, about the first female Oda. He told her what the world was like before anything even started to move. This world was the gateway to the spirit realm, where spirits could enter this world freely and go whenever they like. They were savages, they were monsters. However, there was one spirit. His name could not be pronounced in normal tongue. He called himself Kaido. He fell in love with that woman. Her last name Oda. When something that shouldn't happen took place, she became pregnant. The other spirits wanted to devour the child. Its half human, half spirit state, granting it unbelievable presence that made no sense the most. Unfortunately though, for them, Kaido sacrificed his life, creating a barrier to seal all the spirits away. In doing so, there was an essence formed in the child, a part of Kaido's power that allowed the child to keep the seal well maintained and well put together for the rest of eternity, would seems. The spirit key must be passed down one after another to keep the veil in check, to keep them locked away forever. If unleashed upon the world again, they would destroy it. Well, they will try. Thus, it was passed down from generations to generations. Tales and stories were told about the Odas by the forefathers of Hoshirama and Madara, and now they wanted to attack them because there was a large piece of land that neither villages owned, that no one owned. So the elemental nation came together. That is when they met them for the first time. It was 3 of them that descended down. 3 Odas that seem rather calm, that seem rather, well, inexperienced by some sense of the word, due to the fact that it was just 3 of them. It wasn't what they were expecting. They told him to go back. Natsu, the jokey one of the group, Ichigo, the serious one of the group, and a beautiful young lady. Her name was Jovia. They defended themselves against the elemental nation. Despite it only being 3 of them, their power was absolute. Soon after, they were witness to see someone descending from the sky. His name was Naruto Oda, the leader of the clan. brother of Natsu, older brother that is. Naruto put the fear of Kami into every single participant, forcing them to return back to their home. When they thought it was done though, Naruto was at Konoha. Naruto Uzumaki entertaining him until the others arrived. He spoke to Hashirama. He was not here to fight or quarrel. He just would like to understand. There were things that people of the elemental nation failed to put into perspective about his clan, about his people, about their longevity that far supersede the Uzumaki clan. Mito clan knew well about the Odas, but they were smart enough to stay in their lane and not do anything ridiculous or stupid. As the time passed by, Naruto gave Hashirama a warning. The warning seemed to settle on Madara. A grand battle took place where Hashirama was forced to kill him. We then get to see the twin of Naruto. They look so similar except for a few different features. His name was Menma. It seems like he has another goal for the Oda clan and the world. They were brothers and yet they were on two different sides. Natsu was also concerned about him, knowing that the next time they face one another, one would have to die. But Naruto told him not to worry about that. He was older than Natsu, but Menma was older than Naruto, and yet Naruto was seen to lead the clan into the future. So that alone brought up some conflict, as Naruto made his way to pay Hashirama a visit. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the play, check it out for yourselves to begin this new episode. Our story begins with Madara Uchiha as he clutched the vial. Inside of the vial was the cell of Hashirama Senju that he managed to get from their battle. He had bit his friend during the battle, his old friend, tearing flesh and drawing blood. Hashirama was too conflicted, too consumed in their battle to even notice. However, Madara got what he wanted. It shall be the next step in his evolution. His eyes flashing within the darkness. You're thinking too small. It was like the voice had read his mind. Madara's head spun around. Slowly, a figure stepped into the open. A young man, seeming to be in his early 20s. However, appearances could be deceiving. There was only one thing that made him seem different, and that was his eyes. Madara even believed at first. Naruto Oda? What are you doing here? But it wasn't the blue warm eyes of Naruto, it was silver. Even the look on his face was wrong despite the both of them looking so similar. Madara had instantly become afraid, having witnessed what that man was capable of. If that man knew about his survival, everything that he worked so hard for would be worthless. The person smiled, but it wasn't kind. I am not Naruto, he said. Although, I can understand your mistake. We do share similar traits. But look into my eyes and tell me, do you still believe that I'm Naruto Oda? Madara saw it in that exact moment. This wasn't him. Naruto's eyes were filled with curiosity. Sometimes anger, as a time when he threatened them, but also kindness. But this man, a cold amusement, no kindness, no warmth, just this unsettling feeling. The cold exterior, Madara could not put his finger on it. Then who are you? He said. My name is Oda. Menma Oda. We do look alike because he's my brother. Madara. He fully got to his feet, ready to expect a battle, refusing to be dragged back. Isn't it obvious? To help you. Madara was confused. Help me? Why even offer such a thing like that? Because we want the same thing. We want to remake this world. A world stripped of its weakness and hypocrisy. Most doesn't understand. that our way is just because we have to go through a lot of suffering and destruction to make it. After all, to build anew is to destroy the past. He stepped towards Madara. Madara did not trust him in the slightest, as he proceeded to step back. As I said when I just arrived, you are thinking too small, Menma said. You have Hoshirama cells. Let me guess. You want that regenerative ability of his. Or possibly, have a chance to awaken the wood release. I mean, to you as we speak, he's the pinnacle of Senju evolution, and you desire that power for your own. But I can give you something much more. Something that will make you even more powerful. He reached into his cloak. Madara did not understand the complexity or the maths that made sense of all of this because what he dropped to the ground was a tablet. Madara recognized it rather well. You know this. It's a part of your legacy. How do you have that? Don't worry. It isn't the original, just a copy. A capability of mine. As we speak, you are still limited to see what you saw back then, because your mind has not fully evolved. While your eyes have, you're not seeing the truth. You know that combining the chakra of the Senju and Uchiha will lead you to greater power. However, what I'm offering you is something much greater than that. Madara's eyes watch him carefully. The Rinnegan. What? Yes, the eyes that belong to the Sage of Six Paths. The eyes that made this world see him as a god. He stepped towards Madara. He brought the tablet, lifting it with such ease. Just have a look. Truly have a look and tell me what you see. Madara looked at him, but not knowing that there would be any changes, he read it before. His Mangekyou flared to life, but it was the same thing that he was seeing. If I was to leave you to your own doing, it will take you maybe years. But we don't have time for that. He reached his finger before Madara could move and tapped him on the forehead. Madara's eyes was able to uncover more of the tablet. Within that moment, learning what would have taken him years. The combination of the Senju and Uchiha, leading to the Sage. His world, his mind was open to new understanding. He was shocked. How do you know this? Simple. I was there. I was walking the earth when the Sage of Six Paths was there as well. I am a Oda. Have you forgotten what he had told you? Madara then was remembered. Appearances can be deceiving. I am much older than you. The words of Naruto rang through his head. So, tell me, Uchiha Madara, do you want to rot in this cave and take generations and centuries to achieve what you desire, maybe even after your death? Or do you want power beyond imagination right now? Madara saw the hand outstretched towards him. Not one to truly work with others that he wasn't really aware of, but he would have to understand more and the desire that this person desired for himself. Time skip. Hoshirama Senju lay in bed. He was healing pretty quickly. However, Mito insisted that he went the natural proper route to be checked, to be properly recovered. His battle with Madara had taken a lot out of him, not just physically though, but emotionally, spiritually as well. Killing his best friend, his brother in all but blood. It had truly affected him greatly. Tobirama had tried to console him. It was hard because it was Madara that he was talking about, as he always believed that Madara would turn against him, always watching him. Mito had sat by his side, holding his hand trying to fill the void, but Madara's death made him feel like he failed, because it is what he fought so hard to, achieve a long time ago. The peace between their clan, the peace between them. However, his death now made him feel like he failed big time. What he wasn't expecting though was Mito to bring someone. It's been a few years. As a young man, going by his appearances, young man, stepped inside. Naruto. It's been years. It has, Naruto agreed. I was told about your battle with Madara. I wanted to see how you were recovering, he said, slowly approaching the bed. Naruto's eyes saw something that others did not. The quick recovery. His eyes lingered. It looked beyond Hashirama just natural flesh, but it keenly focused on his recovering ability. You're recovering well, said Naruto. Your healing ability is truly remarkable. Hashirama managed a weak smile. The Senju bloodline has its resilience, he said. It is not just the Senju bloodline, Naruto said. However, there was a flicker of concern in Naruto's gaze. Hashirama did not saw it, as Naruto looked towards him, focusing on his regenerative ability. Because Hashirama's head was down. You were right. About Madara. About the darkness. He chose the path and I knew to step in. You did what was necessary. That takes strength. It takes a lot to kill someone that you were so fond of. It doesn't feel like I had strength. It felt like I failed. Leadership does that often, said Naruto. Tell me something, Hashirama. Do you know the tale of the Sage of Six Paths? Hashirama blinked by the sudden change. I heard stories. Legends passed down through generation. The man who brought chakra to the world. The man who was said to create the moon. Some believe that he's just a myth. Oh, he was real. Very real. He was a god to this world by his followers. You say that as if you know him. Because I do. Hashirama blinked. You do? Yes. I keep on telling you. Appearances are deceiving, said Naruto. What I'm talking about is the term god. It's rather subjective. To become a god, all you need to do is to have followers that believe you can do the impossible. For the longest time, most believed that the Odas were gods. But we are not, despite possessing powers that can do things that reality should not allow. We are, humans are subjective in this term. Call us hybrids in a way. But mostly we are guardians. But we do die from old age. However, my term of aging is simply different from what human lifespan is. What exactly are you then? Hashirama said, as he looked at Naruto. You say that you're hybrids, guardians. What is a full understanding? Let me tell you a story, said Naruto. Sometime after the Sage of Six Paths, humanity was at a crossroads. There were some that, they wanted to rule. They wanted to control. I told you that my people are guardians because that is what we do. We keep the evil of this world in check. However, sometimes the evil is right beneath our noses. Your ancestors, back then, they were a group. combine of Uchihas and Senjus. Hoshirama was surprised, yes, they were close. They desire absolute control not over their brethren but over the others. The other rising powers, the other clans branching off. They were tempted. They were tempted into doing something foolish. Bringing seals, forbidden arts. They open a gate. Something that allows something dark into this world. Something that we, Odas, protect. When it was released, it was apocalyptic. Humanity was on the verge of extinction. Not just by death. A plague, a virus had spread, destined to wipe out all life form. It was their fault. Humanity caused this. I was just a child back then. Me, Natsu, and Menma. Naruto trailed off. Hoshirama remembered what Naruto had said that Natsu was his brother. I was a child back then, said Naruto. Still, much older than what one would consider a child, but a child back then. This plague would have wiped out humanity. The Oda Clan had the decision. Allow humanity to die, so we will no longer have to be concerned about the problems that they would cause. Concerned about the person that we keep locked. However, my father made a decision. Even though many was against it, he decided to save humanity. He decided that humanity was better off saving than condemning them to death, because this plague would have wiped out every single last human. But he saved them. Why did you think that he'd do that? Despite knowing that humanity would once again tamper with forces out of their imagination. Because condemning an entire species is wrong, Hoshirama said. You know, I said the exact same thing, said Naruto. But he told me that wasn't the only reason. He said something that had others upset. Everyone made mistakes. And he said that even Odas make mistakes as well. We're not gods. And everyone has a choice to make. Tough, difficult choices. You see, when my father did that, it wasn't the only conflict that rise. And he was blamed for, well, allowing it to happen again. And still he saved mankind. Thus, you killing Madara, it was necessary, said Naruto. It was what was needed. So I have your father to thank for allowing humanity to continue living. Well, I'm sure he's aware how thankful you are. I told you about the sage because you remind me of him, said Naruto. You have that same look in your eyes. You believe so much in humanity, despite being a part and yet not a part of them. What do you mean? That blood that you have coursing through you, that mutation is not something that anyone else would ever get. What? Not your children, not your grandchildren. No other shall inherit the wood release, unless they were to experiment on your blood. Naruto said, you are special, a one-of-a-kind individual. I can see it even as I look at you now. Perhaps you were meant to save this world, or perhaps you're just a part of the key that helped turn the lock to truly bring out what is special, which is the next generation. That I'm not as sure of just yet, said Naruto. But I promise you, what you've done is necessary, said Naruto. Hoshirama felt a lot better by Naruto's words. However, he had something to say. I've seen your other brother Natsu. When you call the other Menma's name, you have this look on your face. Did you lose him? Yes, said Naruto, but not by death. Naruto did not elaborate as the door opened up. "You," Tobirama said. "What are you doing here?" "Just paying a visit," said Naruto. "You should rest, Hoshirama. Rest and recover. Your body healed quickly, but you do need rest. I will be back to visit you soon." With that, Naruto left. Tobirama did not like Naruto. "What does he mean by that? Aren't you fully recovered by now?" Tobirama said. "He has his strange ways of talking," Hoshirama said, but Tobirama was right. Yet still he decided to listen to what Naruto said. He didn't know why, but he decided to just relax for now. 3 days later, Hoshirama had spent his time recovering. He felt a lot better. Listening to what Naruto had said had helped him more than he thought. He was told that someone was waiting for him. He found Naruto resting under a tree. "You're here. Walk with me," said Naruto. As they walked through Konoha, the people were so happy, smiling. They were delighted. "There are forces in this world that want to see it destroyed," said Naruto. Hoshirama paused. "You've said that before." "Yes. You questioned me about my look when I told you I have another brother." "His name is Menma," said Naruto. Naruto's expression quickly changed. Menma chose a different path. A path that will ruin everything if not checked. He stopped walking as he gazed into the distance. Many years ago, the memories unfold like a dream. It was a long time ago. We really should not be out here. Naruto, who looked like he was around 12 years old but far, far older, as he looked towards his big brother Menma. "Look at them," Menma said as they stood on a cliff. As he gazed towards the village, "They're scummy, like insects, fighting over scraps of land, killing each other. They're pathetic. And yet, they rule most of the world." "They're learning," said Naruto. "Growing takes time." "Growing?" Menma scoffed. "They've had thousands of years to grow. And tell me, what have they accomplished? War, famine, suffering? They are beneath us, and yet we cuddle them, we protect them. They break order, they break law. They mess with nature, and yet Father saved them. Why?" "Because they're worth saving," said Naruto. "Each life is valuable. Menma, as Father said, everyone make mistakes." Menma turned with his cold eyes towards Naruto. "You are naive, brother. You always have been. Our power, our knowledge, our existence is wasted on these creatures. We should rule them, guide them, because they cannot guide themselves. It is not our place. We are here to guard and to protect, not to conquer. Then perhaps we should." What are you saying?" Naruto looked towards his brother. As Menma started to walk away. "Wait, where are you going?" "To see for myself. I'm going down there." We can't. We shouldn't leave." "Stay if you want," said Menma, as he made his way off. Back to the present day, Hoshirama listened to what Naruto had to say. "My brother believed that humans were beneath us, that they needed to be controlled, remade, stripped, corrected in ways that were fundamentally wrong." What happened to him? He's beyond reach," Naruto said. "And just like the choice that you make, I have a choice to make." "But I was weak," Naruto said. "I had a choice to stop him a long time ago, but I failed. I didn't do what you could. But now, I have to. I have to kill my brother, said Naruto. He was surprised. Has he really gone that far? No redemption. Nothing to save him, Hoshirama said, trying to find another way. Naruto chuckled, but there was no humor in his tone. Unlike Madara, Menma is not just gonna destroy this world. He's gonna change everything. He's gonna do things that, well, things that go against the natural order. Things that go against the law of reality itself. And I can't allow it. So I have to make the ultimate sacrifice. I have to kill him, said Naruto. But before that, I have to find him. And that is why I need your help. You see, my brother is powerful. He's older than me. He's extremely powerful. In terms of your normal ninja caliber, he's a god amongst men. He can smite humans out of reality. Destroy, cleanse, erase. Our abilities don't follow the natural order of things. The power inside of us, the spiritual energy that has secured us, the spiritual energy that first started from the spiritual world, that first bind with the first Oda female and went through her into her child. It has only magnified over time. That dormant power run through all of our veins. Is he stronger than you? Hoshirama questioned. No, said Naruto. There was no question or doubt in Naruto's tone as he said that. He's not. However, there is a chance that he can become stronger than myself. And if that happens, Naruto's eyes show a look that made Hoshirama terrified. It's the end, isn't it? Hoshirama questioned. Yes, Naruto said. Hoshirama could see that from Naruto's gaze alone, that if Menma became stronger than him before he killed him, it would be the end for them all. So what I need from you is your help. Menma has cloaked himself from me. The only way to find him is to be close when he uses power. I have my people scouring, but there's only a few that specialize in tracking, in terms of identifying and locating his power when they're close by. Say for example he's within another village using his power. I could not feel it. But if he's here using his power, I could. And I could end this. But what I can do is allow a few of your people to sense this power. Even with distance, you will be able to locate him. Because Menma doesn't count on the fact that I would ever allow humanity to feel what we feel. The sensors amongst your people. It will just be for a limited time to find him and to end the threat once and for all. Hoshirama was intrigued by this proposition. But it wasn't just a proposition, though it was something to save mankind. Meanwhile, Madara Uchiha screamed. Spiritual essence flooded his body. The Hoshirama cells fused with him, igniting the dormant power. His eternal Mangekyo Sharingan started to bleed, his eyes changing. As Menma's hand was outstretched, the strange green energy flooding into Madara. It was like a strange wind, yet you could see the faint trace of a strange sage force. It started to be dominated. Madara started to feel the change. He started to feel the power flooding through him as his eyes started to change forcefully. Yes, I can see it. I can feel it, Madara said. Menma was smiling. However, Naruto people found him. They were close enough to sense the power. Immediately, 4 of them descended down. The one to lead this search was Ichigo. His massive war hammer resting on his shoulder. There were two other Odas, a man with short black hair and sharp eyes, and a silver-haired woman with arrows and a bow, a special bow. Menma turned his gaze as Madara looked up, showing off his newly acquired Rinnegan. A hammer ripped through the entire place. It was large, used with only one hand, and yet no mere mortal could lift it because of the weight alone. Menma grabbed Madara and moved in a split second as the hammer almost leveled the entire place. Ichigo stepped in as the hammer flew towards him. Menma turned slowly. Ichigo-sensei, I'm surprised that you were around these parts. It is good to see my favorite teacher again. Ichigo's expression hardened. You've gone too far, Menma. I cannot believe that you've fallen like this. Flashback. I can do it, a young Menma said. Ichigo smiled towards the three of them. Look at your brother. Menma looked over towards Naruto, the energy fully circling him. Menma focused and acquired it a moment later as Natsu was sleeping on the ground. Ichigo grabbed him and threw him into the puddle. He jumped up. What the hell? All of them started to laugh. Ichigo shook his head, snapping out of those thoughts. Menma chuckled as Ichigo raised his hammer. You believe you can kill me, he said. Are you really that naive, Sensei? Yes, you were once my teacher before, but things have changed. Yes, I was your teacher, and I failed to take responsibility in my hands. I promise your father that. Don't remind me of that man. I promised your father that I would watch over you three, that I would keep the future in check. But I allow this to drag on because of my sympathy for you, because I care for you. And I've placed this burden on your brother, while I should have been the one to take it. As your teacher, as your sensei. Today here, I shall stop you. Menma laughed. Madara tried to move, but Menma raised his hand, stopping him. You've just acquired those eyes. It will take some time before you can even think of keeping up with this monster. He's mine. Well then, Sensei, if you truly wish to fight, I am not above ending you for my own goals. Well then, for the future, for your brothers, I shall be the one to put you to rest, Ichigo said. Yet as Ichigo held his massive war hammer, he hesitated. Once again, decades ago, Ichigo had been a young lad back then. After all, he was very old now. The term young lad still representing him to be in his, well, close to thousands. He was really old. A woman, she was beautiful. She was like an angel given form. She was pregnant with 3 children. You see, it was a law, order. It was like nature. It was like saying the sun would rise. Every Oda who was passed down in the direct line to have a child to bear the seal always had one child, and yet she was pregnant with 3. It was a shock. Ichigo was there when the council of people were truly shocked. He was also there when the first child was born. You see, despite being pregnant with the 3 children at the same time, the birthing process was different from humans. It had to take so much energy to cultivate just one of them, that when the first child, Silver Eyes, when Menma was brought into the world, their mother went into a deep sleep. Yes, she took weeks, nearly months to recover, while the other two grew stronger. When she woke, a month went by before the second child was born. The moment he was brought into the world, it was different from Menma's birth. All of them felt it. The balance had shifted immediately. The seal had chosen him to be its bearer, to keep the ancient lock and key together. He's chosen. The other Oda elders said, usually there was a process, and the lock and key was passed down to the child of the Oda, but this was different. The entire place, the heavens had shake. It had screamed. Menma, he was barely a boy just yet. Due to the Odas progressing fast and growing slow, Menma had some understanding but not enough, and yet there was a sensation that came from him. Ichigo was there. Jealousy, resentment, or simply understanding. 3 months later, the final brother was brought into the world. A bundle of joy and smiles. Natsu, back to the present time. Menma, I watched you take your first steps. I taught you how to forge your first spiritual weapon. I was there when you manifested. I was there when you took this path, and I should have stopped you. I seen that look in your eyes, and yet I failed you as a teacher. You've always been so sentimental, Sensei. That is why. That is why you can never kill me. Because you're too stuck on the past. But I can kill you. Menma moved. Menma knew full well that Naruto would not be able to sense him, but Naruto would sense Ichigo if they fought. So why? Why do this? However, Menma, he already knew this. He had his reasons. The battle erupted. Ichigo jumped away and swung the hammer, but this time, Menma caught it. He held his hand out. When the hammer made contact with his palm, everything around shattered. Even the very ear itself was like it was going to explode. The wall of the cave broke and break apart. Madara, is new awakened Rinnegan witnessing all of this? Was this the true power of the Odas? He stand there in shock. What kind of powers are these? Their speed, their power. It's beyond anything I ever witnessed. Ichigo stepped forward, his hammer drawn back to him. Fine then, boy, he said. I will end this. So much power that rattled the very ear itself, but Menma stood unfazed. You have grown strong, Ichigo said, but you are still my student. Menma jumped away. When Ichigo hammer struck the ground, the entire mountain exploded. It was a flat mountainside, and they were underneath, but the entire thing exploded. The cave, it was reduced to dust. Madara survived as he had awakened his Susanoo, using it to shield him and protect him. This is insane. Their fighting leveled the entire landscape with just one hit. He looked up as he saw the two Odas in the sky. He also saw the other two that came with Ichigo. The woman with the silver hair, with a bow and arrow. Ichigo, we are here for assistance, the man said. Stay back. This is my fight, he said, not taking his eyes off Menma. Menma was a very, well, tricky person. When his eyes looked down towards the girl, Yuki, he said, always the weakest of the patrol unit. He blurred away. Ichigo eyes widened. Too slow, Menma said as he appeared. Yuki, eyes widened as she could not dodge Menma. He was far too fast. There was a special blade in his hand. However, the man pushed her out of the way that stood beside her. His body was coated in a special layer. It seemed to work as an armor, but Menma's blade cut right through it. Blood splattered as it fell on the ground. Ichigo descended and erupted the ground as he struck it. Yuki grabbed her clansman and jumped away. Stay still, she said. She tried to stop the bleeding. Normal wounds she could stop easily, but the blade that Menma had wasn't any ordinary blade. A blade that was passed down through generations after generations. Ichigo took on Menma. As Madara saw the girl back was turned to him. This would be the opportunity to crush the Oda clan who was going to be coming after him eventually. Madara snuck up on her. However, her bow and arrow was in her hand the next moment. She fired. Madara had to jump despite being in Susanoo. It shattered. What the hell? My Susanoo. Enhanced by the Rinnegan. Destroyed with a single arrow? Do not interfere, human. Yuki said, this is beyond you. The ear electrifying with flames. Madara took a step back. That is when they all felt it. Perfect. Right on time, Menma said. Naruto appeared. He sensed the others. Naruto looked down. His name was Kuma. As she was trying to tend to his wounds. It's okay, Yuki, said Naruto. He placed his hand on Kuma's head. The next moment, Kuma was gone. Everything's gonna be alright, said Naruto. My lord, Ichigo said as he dropped to one knee. Please, allow me to handle this. Allow me to take the burden. I was his teacher. I should be no. Thank you, Ichigo, but no. This is my responsibility. Ichigo immediately stepped aside. When Naruto looked at his brother, there was pain, sorrow, sadness, anger. Menma, he said quietly. Brother. Menma said, his tone sounding almost mocking. How nice of you to join us. Tell me, have you finally come to your senses? Are you ready to stop fumbling with these humans and to take place as what we truly are? Naruto's eyes turned to Madara. You faked your death. It wasn't a question. I had my suspicions. Naruto said, for you to go after him is fitting. Going after the corrupted. Easy to manipulate. Madara's eye twitched, but he said nothing. Those eyes of his. You pushed this evolution. How far have you fallen? Naruto said. How far have I fallen? You're the one rattling on in that village. Like any of it really means anything. Soon enough they will be history. Soon enough everything will be different. It doesn't even matter because their time, their life is meaningless if they don't bring great changes. Say for example Madara here. With his help we're gonna change the world. Madara, you don't understand that person that is standing beside you. He doesn't care for you. He doesn't care for anything that you're saying. His goals are beyond your understanding. Do not trust him. And what? Trust you, said Madara. No. Do whatever you want. Just get away from this. Get out of this business. It won't help you in the long run. Enough, Menma said. You've coddled humanity for long enough. We've coddled humanity for long enough. What exactly are you doing, Menma? Said Naruto. Building a better world. Creating something new. Then I'm gonna have to stop you. Because in order to create this world, you're going to condemn not just humanity but your own people. My own people. Menma chuckled. You are a very stain on my own name, said Menma. Connected to the clan, connected to you. It was supposed to be mine. I was the one that was supposed to rule, but no. Despite being the firstborn, you were gifted, seen as better. But I showed them. You mean by going on a rampage and killing your own, said Naruto. You have any idea what you've done to those that are left behind? It's not like they're dead, said Menma. After all, can we truly die? Menma said, looking at Naruto. Oh, you haven't told anyone about that yet. He chuckled. He stepped forward. You're not gonna kill me, brother, he said. Because I'm gonna change everything. I've seen it. Unlike you. You can't, said Naruto. Another shame that you're putting on me. I can't glimpse. I can't understand the future because what? I'm not you. Enough of this. You've done so much. You've hurt so much. I allowed you to escape that night. I allowed you to live. Because we are brothers. I thought I could change you, but I can't. There's only one thing left to do. Kill you. I would like to see you try, said Menma. Naruto held his hand out as a blade started to form. However, Menma, energy erupted. A blast that was designed to not just kill but to unmake. If this blast made contact with a human, if they're not fast enough to dodge, it will be like smiting them out of reality. It will destroy their body and soul and their memories. However, it could not kill Naruto. Slow him down, yes, but it could not kill him. Naruto had made it rather clear. He was stronger than Menma. But it would weaken him though because the amount of power behind it. It was terrifying. Menma released it in a split second. However, Naruto's hand glowed with the spiritual energy. It wasn't like he was gonna stand there. Naruto struck the blast. He deflected. Reality itself seemed to stiffen slightly when the two forces collided. The blast slammed the earth miles away. When it did, the size of a small village, it cratered, it destroyed, it erased everything in the vicinity. It was a good thing that no one was close by, due to not being one force to hit, as the attack was mainly designed to smite someone away. It spread, and the after effect was cataclysmic. But Menma wasn't about to watch. Time to go, he said, grabbing Madara by the back of the armor. And he moved. Space itself tore open. Not with chakra, not with any technique that Madara recognized, but with raw spiritual power. A rift in reality. A doorway to somewhere else. But before getting to that, it seems like he was passing through space and time. Madara was shocked and confused as he saw nothing and everything at the same time. Where am I? His mind trying to understand what is going on. His Rinnegan allowing him to perceive just a glimpse of what was truly going on. I won't let you escape, as Naruto was right behind him, breaking through the space and time and traveling after him, despite moving at speeds that most humans can't even perceive. Naruto reached out to grab Menma, but Menma opened his mouth. As he turned his head, something emerged. Something. It wasn't just spiritual energy. A strange dark energy that shoot and slam through Naruto, knocking him back. Naruto crashed hundreds of miles away from their previous location. His body forming a crater like the heavens had dropped a meteor upon the earth. Dust and smoke exploded outwards. Naruto lay there. For the first time, there was a look of genuine shock and a bit of fear on Naruto's face. It only took moments. Brother, Natsu said, not acting like his usual jovial self. He had trailed off when they came to Konoha. Thus he was late. However, he saw the look. What's wrong? Never seen his brother looking this way before. Well, since that night when Menma did what he did. That power. Ichigo arrived, followed by Juvia. The silver hair woman. She was someone that was really special to Naruto. It wasn't a relationship that people can define. It was much deeper. They weren't quite lovers. They're not siblings. There's something deeper. Naruto. She knelt beside him, calm, serene. What happened? Are you okay? She questioned him. Naruto gaze slowly fixated on them. He looked at Ichigo. The seal is still in check. However, as much as I think that Menma would not fall any further, as much as I think that he would never go to these extremes, just as the elders predicted, we are all connected to the seal despite I being the only one to have the true lock and key. He's broken one of our most ancient rules. The others, shocked as they hear what Naruto was saying. Menma is in possession of the power that belonged to the One. Silence. That's impossible, Ichigo said. That can't be possible. Your father and your forefathers ensured that would never harm anyone ever again. I'm not sure what happened, but I felt it, said Naruto. It was just like back then. Naruto was reminded when he was much younger, when the plague had descended upon humanity. The one to release the plague was something called the One. Something that mankind was so grateful for they had thanked them with showers of praise and the lands, the symbols of their treaty to protect mankind. The others were shocked. The One was not something that they spoke of. It was not something that they talk about anymore because it was never supposed to be released. You see, Naruto had the key that kept the spiritual world in check. He had the key that kept any of those nasty abominations from reaching them. But the One was something else entirely different. Tied in with the spiritual world as well, but something much worse. It was one law, one rule that no Oda should break no matter what. And Menma has severed it like it was nothing. Naruto felt ashamed, weak, by his own weakness to have not killed him that night. Natsu saw it, the look in Naruto's eyes. It was gone. The empathy. Naruto stood above it all. If it means keeping stability and balance, he was gonna kill Menma. Meanwhile, space opened up as Madara dropped to the ground. He looked up at Menma. Madara thought he was seeing things as a strange veil. A shadow seemed to warp around him for a second. As Menma shrugged it off and turned. Where are we? Said Madara. Is Rinnegan trying to analyze the location? Somewhere safe. Somewhere they won't find us. Not yet anyway, he said. Madara got to his feet. Well then, they're aware that you're still alive. They're going to hunt you. And now my brother is gonna try and kill me even more than before. Why is that, Madara said. Information for another time, said Menma. But just know, they're coming. They're all coming. However, he seemed amused as he spoke about it. Yet Madara was not taking it so lightly. That woman that Menma had called one of the weakest had shattered Susanoo with an arrow. He needed to become stronger. Far, far stronger. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.